That's the other thing. When I was doing a lot of the static meets, I'd take this there and no one would know what it was. They'd just think it was a fancy looking wrapped up Jag. Yeah, I think if people realised how rare and special and powerful these cars really were, they'd get a lot more attention.
Right then guys, welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, myself and Reggie are heading out in the Capri. We're very tired this morning and we're actually going to be heading north and we're going to do another feature car episode. So the person who's got in contact with myself is a guy called Dustin. Now Dustin has got a really special Jaguar XFR that he's really wanting to showcase to us. Now, believe it or not, despite myself and Reggie both being massive fans of Jags, we've not actually ever set foot inside an XFR. So I'm really keen to see what this car's like and why it's so special. So I hope you really enjoy watching this particular episode. We're looking forward to this one. Are you looking forward? Oh wow. Keep my ears out. There it is, dude. Look at that. Oh, fella, how you doing?
Yeah, how's this been running?
At the minute, okay.
Are those Hillmans too?
Look like Hillmans to me. Yeah.
There's a Civic in the middle.
There is a Civic in the middle. But we're not here to see this. We're here to see the awesome Jag over there. Right then, Reg. We're here, look. What do you think? Are you liking that? You liking the big Jag? It's looking quite impressive, Dustin.
Thank you very much.
It looks really cool, mate.
Yeah, it's still a work in
Wow.
progress. It always is. So see where we get with it in the future as well.
Yeah, well, certainly you look to have done a substantial amount of work to this thing already. So what? So it's an XFR, yeah?
It's a XFR-S.
XFR-S, right?
They only made 200 for the UK market and 100 to the US market, to my knowledge. And there is only approximately about 130 of them left back on the road, so quite a rare beast, rare machine.
That's
quite
quite
of the ones
impressive.
you see are standard. You know, it's rare to see one that gets modified, because most people will get hold of them and keep them as little keepsakes kind of thing for the future as an investment. But I got this with the full intention of enjoying it, making the most out of it. I got it last year completely standard. Since then it's had a lot of work done by Wraptor Customs down in Warwickshire.
Okay, yeah, oh, I can see the Wraptor Customs
yeah.
logo, yeah.
They pretty much took care of everything. There's been some general maintenance carried out elsewhere, but all the modifications and now moving forward, all the maintenance is carried out by Wraptor Customs. Got a good relationship with Dudley down there now, from obviously all the money I've spent with him. I've become quite popular. And yeah, you know, he's done a lot of work, a lot of stuff, including the performance mods and the styling mods with the wrap and everything you see, really.
It certainly is.
He's not here today, mate, but he said he is coming at some point.
Shut up today.
Yeah.
Wow, it really is quite a special looking thing, this, isn't it? It's mighty impressive. So, Wraptor Customs themselves, so I can obviously see that they're playing quite a pivotal part of this car.
Yep.
What is it that specifically is it that they've sort of done with this, exactly?
There's a long list. Are you ready?
Okay.
So we'll start with the things we can see because they're easy to remember. So we've got Wraptor Customs big brake kit, which includes the big rear discs, front discs, and front caliper.
Yep.
The rear caliper is the standard caliper with a larger face plate on. The front caliper is a increased in size caliper, which is got better stopping power. I believe it's using yellow stuff pads. This does give it much more stopping power, and it's also lightweight to increase performance on that side. Obviously the wrap you can see, it's got upper pulley, lower pulley, supercharger upgrades, including the drive belt and intercooler. It's got Wraptor's smooth throttle linear kit on there, which basically gives you a smooth throttle. Without it, once they've been tuned and remapped, they can be a little bit aggressive and untamed, we'll say. But with the smooth throttle kit on there, it just keeps everything nice and calm and delivers the power as you want it to, not randomly. So it's got a custom map on there, which has took it up to 670 horsepower.
670,
670,
did you just say?
Yeah, correct. If you have a look on the petrol cap on the rear, you can see that written down in the wrap. It's pushing 842 Newton meters of torque. You can probably hear that in the background. That's Mitch arriving from Inspired Automotive, where we're currently filming.
We're not interested in that today.
No, maybe another day. Yeah, typical for him to come and ruin the shot. But I will say that, you know, Inspired Automotive are responsible for the detail that I've had for yesterday's run out. So yeah, good job. And obviously you can see some stickers on there as well for Inspired Automotive.
Yes, indeed, yes.
So back to the modifications. So I think that's everything that's under the bonnet. And then we've got the exhaust, which has the 200 cell sports cats, the rear blue carbon tips, active valves, so with a push of a button we can silence the exhaust or open it up and make it a bit louder.
Excellent.
It's got uprated polybush front suspension. I think that's about it that I can think of. I'd say the list is long, that's pretty much I can remember, but inside the car it's got Wraptor Customs carbon steering wheel, upgraded seat belts, colour coded to the car.
Should we look inside?
Yep, go
yeah.
I'll open it for you, feel free. It's got custom mats in there which came all the way from Turkey.
Reggie, check out, look, have a look inside this. This is unbelievable. From Turkey, wow, okay.
Yeah. Good guy over there, specialises in doing all the mats. They're a bit worn now. As I say, I was at an event yesterday for the Top Speed Supercar Challenge.
Okay.
So it was a bit dusty and dirty down there. But we got some good results, so that was good fun. I think that is about all the mods that I can think of. As I say, there is a long list, mate.
Unbelievable.
Can't think of anything off the top of my head now that I've missed out on, although there probably will be.
I'm really liking this wrap. So,
yeah, the wrap's been on there a while, since before Christmas or just before Christmas. The car does get used and slightly abused. We do a lot of track days in it, a lot of events, so it does get a bit worn down, so to speak. But as you can see, it's still holding, you know, a bit of quality there.
it's really quite. It's a striking car. I do like the tone with the blue and the black together. It really does look.
Well,
it's got that sort of stealthness.
Yeah, this is the Wraptor.
And the aggressiveness at the same time.
This is the Wraptor design now. So this is basically what Wraptor's pushing his cars to have. So there's going to be a fleet of us with the black satin tear down the back with different colours on the front. The blue is French racing blue, which Jaguar kind of hold for their special edition cars, their fancy ones.
Yeah.
So that came as standard. That is the original colour. But I know there's a few guys from Wraptor Customs that are going to have different coloured fronts and the same rear tear down the back. Generally and mainly through the XFs and the XFRs, but there will be a few different. I believe there's an F-Pace being done. and it's just, you know, belonging to Wraptor, being part of Wraptor.
Yeah.
You know, they make you feel very welcome. And, you know, hashtag Wraptor Crew, as you can see on the front there.
Yes.
You know, it's a big part of what we do. We try and, you know, give everyone, you know, come part of the family, so to speak. You know, be involved and get involved with it and enjoy what we do, which is have fun, enjoy your car, and maximise it. Dudley from Wraptor, he was a Jaguar engineer. He's worked on many different film and movie set cars for Jaguar, specialist stuff like that. And he broke away and went and set up himself. So he's, you know, very knowledgeable on Jags. Doesn't just do Jags, but that's his specialist thing. You know,
yep.
He's worked on McLarens and all sorts of prototype cars. I know he was working on a drag car a couple of weeks ago. Big fancy thing with a parachute and, you know, a proper machine.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's extraordinary. I really do. I've never even set foot in one of these XFs of any type.
Yeah.
I mean, we've had quite a few Jags in our family,
yeah.
So I'm on my second, and my dad's on his fourth, and they've all been with manual transmissions, believe it or not.
Right. Yeah.
And
so this one does have the auto ZF box,
right,
with the paddle shifts.
Yeah.
You know, which are quite responsive, to be honest. It's the first time I've driven a car that's got the paddles on it. But I think once you get used to the automatic, you kind of do favour it. You know, I've always had manuals. Yeah. I mean, I've had Skylines in the past and all sorts of different things. But I think now, with the Jaguar, you get the power and the luxury. And having the auto box is just another luxury, you know, where you're not having to do too much. You can sit back and enjoy the ride
yeah, exactly.
when you need to.
Yeah.
I do generally drive in the manual mode with the paddles,
yeah,
just because it gives you that little bit more control over the rev range, which also gives you more control over the exhaust tone and the little crackles and pops that come out, which I tend to like.
What do you think of this, pal? Do you like the Jag? Are you a big fan?
So this one's got the 5 litre engine in it. It's
5 litre, yeah.
5 litre V8. It's supercharged. I'll pop the bonnet for you so you can have a little look.
Okay, yeah.
As I say, I was at an event yesterday, so there might be a little bit of dirt and dust in there. We had the interior stripped out for my last run yesterday as well, so there was just a driver's seat inside and that got all put back together again. So obviously representing the Wraptor crew massively. Can't thank Wraptor enough for what they've done to the car. They've changed it. We've got the carbon engine cover there.
Yep.
You can probably see.
That does look nice.
You might be able to see the drive belt. I don't know how good your camera is, and the pulleys that have been upgraded in there.
Okay. It's just very clean and very tidy.
Yeah.
Very well presented.
Well, it does get used a lot. There are age-related marks on there, stone chips and so on. But my plan this winter is to get the bodywork sorted out, get the stone chips took off. Front end is going to get a respray and then PPF. When you're doing high speeds around tracks, and you do get a lot of stone chips, unfortunately. It's just, you know, part and parcel of it.
Well,
but I do want to maintain the car for what it is.
Yeah.
So yeah, front end's going to get resprayed. There is, you know, as I say, age-related marks. There's a little bit of lacquer peel here and there. You know, it's hard to spot, but when you do, you know it's there. So I want to get all that sorted out. So hopefully for next show season, hopefully, all being well, she'll be immaculate, re-wrapped the same style, PPF front, and hopefully looking 10-10. That's the goal.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't have said that this looks anything less than a 10 as it is. I mean,
it's all right from 10 metres if you squint, but when you clean it and you maintain it, you do pick up on every little chip and, you know, hairline scratch, you know what I mean? But
this is the thing. It's one of them that. So I've had discussions with people about car ownership generally, and say, I mean, obviously we've got our Capri, which we've got parked over there, And I'm not one of these sorts of people that will just have a car and just park it up and do nothing with it and just have it as an ornament. Some people like doing that, but it's not for me. For me, cars like this sort of thing, like yours, yeah, absolutely. I'm sure it takes a lot of blood, sweat and tears to maintain it in the manner that it is. But it's not about having it to just put it on a trailer and take it somewhere and trailer it back and have it sat in the garage doing nothing, and having a car that's got it's only got 500 miles from new or something like that. Yeah, that's all well and good if that's what the owner wants to do, but it's not for me. For me, these sorts of cars, the
intention was winter, tuck it away, bring it out through show season, and last winter it was just a case of I want to drive it. Yeah, every opportunity.
Absolutely,
I want to drive it. I want to enjoy it. So. And that's when I made the decision that I want to drive it that much and enjoy it. It's going to get tracked. It's going to get, I say abused. It's not abused. It's very well maintained. It's the most well maintained car that I've ever owned. It goes down to Wraptor health checks after every track day, before every track day. It's serviced less than every 6,000 miles. You know, somewhere between 3,000 and 5,000 miles. It's always being tinkered with. So there's always something to do. Currently, next model be the big exhaust kit from Wraptor. Yeah. I'm not sure how much of that I can mention at this point. I don't know if that's still slightly prototype or not, but it will be Wraptor's own fabricated exhaust system. Yep. From the manifolds back, including sports cats, built-in active valves, and Wraptor's own carbon fibre rear tips. Hopefully I've not said too much there. Hopefully by the time the video comes out, it won't be a secret anymore.
I guess that depends on how quick I'm with my edits, and I'm usually far behind.
Yeah.
It really is.
It's got the full carbon pack from standard. The guy who obviously bought the car from Jaguar at new, obviously spent some time and some money making the right decisions. It's got every optional extra that was available for it for that year. It's got the built-in digital TV, blind spot mirrors. The ice cream van's here.
Well,
that's thrown me off now. So yeah, it's got all the optional extras, side lighting. When you turn the corners, it lights up the corner for you. It's got what else? It's got automatic headlights. You know, every option that was available for this car for this year, it's got it. And when I bought the car, it had 58,000 miles on it.
Okay.
And I think now it's probably, I don't actually know, it's probably around 70 and a half, so I've put some miles on it in that year.
Excellent.
Most of which probably on the rolling road, to be honest with you, on the dyno, getting it to where it is today.
It's absolutely amazing.
I know it's done a few tanks of fuel on the dyno, that's for sure.
Wow. Absolutely. It really is so nice in here. And unlike the headlining in my car, yours is intact.
Yeah, yeah.
Jags of old were dreadful with their headlinings. They were terrible.
Yeah, and see it regularly on the forums.
No exception.
Yeah. No, to be honest, I mean, at the minute, the only problem and fault that this car has given me is the stereo stopped working. And I don't know why. It's a module somewhere. I've not had a chance to have it investigated yet. Apparently, it potentially could just be a faulty DAB box. But, you know, I don't generally listen to the stereo. I listen to the exhaust notes.
Can you actually hear it over the sound of it?
Well, only when they're silenced and it's up really loud. You know, everything works as it should. There's not any faults on the car. You know, it's very well maintained generally. This fault appeared last week. And will be sorted out probably this time next week. It's going to get looked at.
Yeah. Another Hillman that they're pushing out.
Works as should.
Absolutely amazing. I think the other thing that is, I bet it's really going to surprise a lot. I mean, if it's got a 5 litre V8 and it's pushing 670 horsepower, this thing is certainly going to need some stopping power. And I can't help but notice, especially on the front, the size of these disc brakes are are enormous, and the calipers as well.
You can't get a smaller wheel on there. The calipers are like, you can get a piece of paper between the caliper and the wheel, and that's about it. You know what I mean? It's as tight as it can be. Biggest caliper for best stopping power that could potentially go on there. As you say, talking regarding the power, yesterday it was, I don't know if I've mentioned this already, you might want to edit this out if I'm repeating myself. It was at the High Speeds Ultimate Supercar Challenge, where it did 183 on the Draggy app, 182 on the official equipment on site. There was a shootout head to head, like a drag race, where it beat a McLaren, an AMG GTR, various different BMWs. It held its own. It did me proud, and obviously the high speed, it wasn't the fastest car there, but it certainly held its own against Bugattis, Lamborghinis, Ferraris, Porsches.
Wow,
it did well, held its own, did me proud.
183 miles an hour.
Yeah.
I mean, that is absolutely
with a long enough runway, we could have definitely pushed more. It's capable, I would say, it's well capable of doing over 200, but obviously you need a long enough runway to get up to that speed. The runway at Elverton, where the event was held, is a 2-mile runway, so you had a mile and a quarter before you had to start slowing down, and you needed that 3/4 of a mile to start easing off again. But from standing start, this got to 175 mile an hour recorded at the mile point. So from standing start, 1 mile, 175 mile an hour. Then it was a 1/4 of a mile for the final reading, which came out at 182.3 or something like that on their equipment. But obviously you don't ease off until you're past that, and the Draggy app recorded 183. 0 to 60 was
wow,
3.8, I believe it was, and that was including a lot of wheel spin.
Good
so,
God.
It's a rear wheel drive as well. So the rear wheel drive, obviously you do have to, be very careful how you put the power down. You can't just put your foot down.
I was just about to say, I bet it's certainly tail happy when you want it to be, even when you don't want it to be.
Yeah. Generally, when I'm out on the tracks with it and that, I do stick it into track mode. What we found is, again, I don't know how boring and it may be relevant this will be to your video, but I'll tell you. When we took it out on the track, we do a lot of Three Sisters, which is a very small, nimble track, but it's good fun. We go up there with the Extreme BHP, as you can see I've got their stickers in the window as well. Everyone I represent there and do things with is stickered up in the back windows there.
Excellent.
So we've got, Extreme BHP, Ultimate Supercar, which was yesterday, Yorkshire Asbo, Rampage Rally, and obviously Wraptor Customs there. And then we've got the Riverside Performance at the top there. Don't do much with them guys, but always had fun when I've been there, so I like to show a little bit of recognition for people, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the Extreme BHP events up at Three Sisters in Wigan. When we're driving on the track there in standard, standard traction control, what happens is the rear brakes are always trying to slow down the rear wheels to counter the wheel spin and stuff.
Okay, yeah.
So when we come off from doing a lap, the rear pads are generally smoking, the brake discs are blue. So we put it into track mode. That gives us a little bit more play. So it does allow more slip, but controls it in a different manner. So they're not overheating the brake pads and cooking them. So we get a little bit of tail out, but not too much. It's controllable, manageable, and we don't fear our life, because when we go into full traction off, things do get a little bit serious. When you're running that power to the rear wheels.
Wow. Would you possibly say that this is one of the best, if not the best car you've owned?
Yes, yeah. As I say before, I had a R33 GTR V-Spec. It was only running 400 horsepower, but the way it delivered that power was completely different to this. From what I remember, it was a long time ago, before my little lad was born, so we're going back 15 years. That car was absolutely awesome. I loved it, midnight purple, you know, but it wasn't a comfortable car to drive. The tight bucket seats, you know, I'm a big lad. I don't know if you picked up on that. You know, it wasn't a comfortable car to drive, but it was an awesome car. Whereas this just has everything. It's got the comfort, the luxury, the power. It's got everything that, you know, for me, especially, you know, being a family man now, I've got a young kid, partner, missus. We go out in this, we do family days out, we can go to the seaside.
That's great.
You know,
That's absolutely brilliant.
Originally I was looking at the XFR-S, but it's very small and tight in the back.
Yeah.
And my lad's 12 years old, and I thought, it's just going to be getting bigger. He ain't going to be comfortable in it. I didn't even know at that point last year that they did an XFR-S, and I stumbled across it and I thought, wow.
And it's interesting. Sorry if you can't hear my voice. Another Hillman. This, to be honest, the fact that you mentioned at the start of the video that this is the S, neither did I. I didn't know. I knew they did XFRs, but I never knew this was an S. Yeah, it is an S. And just for the video, there should be an S there, but it fell off yesterday when I was doing 183 mile an hour. Oh, and to be fair, I can see the remnants of one.
Yeah.
There is something.
So I'll be replacing that one.
I'll trust you on that one.
Yeah. But yeah, as I say, it's a rare beast. You don't see many. I've never seen another one out on the roads when I'm out and about. To be fair, it's rare that you see another XFR. You know, I think in the year I've had this, I've probably driven past maybe 2 or 3 XFRs, and you know, they're not a particularly rare car, but you just don't see many of them. You know what I mean? So to see an RS, I mean, if I see an RS, I'd be hanging out the window waving. You know what I mean? Giving it some like. But yeah. Obviously, when you go to the Jag meets and the Jag shows, you do see them, you come across them, like, but out on the streets, it's a rarity. And I think since I've owned the car, I've only had 2 people stop me and pull up beside me and say, "Is that an RS?" and actually know what an RS
is. Oh wow,
is.
okay.
And that impresses me, you know, massively. Because I'm like, yeah, do you know what an RS is like?
And as a Jag owner myself, I'm ashamed that I didn't.
Yeah. But, I mean, it's difficult to go out in this and not get people beeping at you, waving at you, giving it the thumbs up. I was driving down the motorway, or up the motorway, a couple of months back from the Jaguar Forums event down in Denby, and a young lady flashed her bosoms at me through the window on the motorway. She was that impressed. And I was just like, couldn't believe it. Like, didn't think people did that this day and age. Thought that was something from the 90s. While she was doing that, her partner was just driving, didn't even look like. But we was having a bit of fun with a BMW at the time. Obviously, abiding by the speed limits.
Of course.
Staying legal and safe at all times. As a responsible Jaguar owner, we keep the playing to the tracks.
Absolutely fantastic. I really, really like this. And I like the fact that you've got such a cracking story behind the car as well, what you do with it, the fact that you're not just using it to trailer or potter about, the fact that you are using it regularly, that you're taking your family out in it. I think that's fantastic. That's absolutely superb.
Well, it's got me to the ultimate supercar high-speed challenge yesterday. Done 4 runs on the runway, hitting the bottom end, I think it was 176, 178. So I did 4 runs, top one was 183, I don't know if I mentioned that. And it did numerous runs on the shootout, on the drag strip, maybe 10 to 15 runs, and then from there we drove home. Not a fault light, not a creak or a clank from anywhere. It was, you know, it's perfect. And obviously now I'm here this morning, first thing, out in it again. You know, as I say, there's no problems. It's the most reliable car I've ever had, but it is very well looked after and maintained in the sense of, you know, Wraptor do their bit and put their touch on it very regularly. Can't say how often. You know, it's a 2.5 hour drive to Wraptor, and I drive there down in Warwickshire, get a health check, drive home, and then, you know, a few weeks later I'm back again. I've got a good relationship with them.
Brilliant.
Go down, have the banter, get abused by Dudley, and then come home again. And, you know, Dudley from Wraptor does come out on the track days with me. You know, we've got a good relationship from just owning the car, and didn't know him beforehand. And now when we book in a track day, he generally comes out as a passenger and even drives the car with me when we go to Three Sisters. We take it in turns around the track, you know. I have to convince him because he don't like driving a customer's car, but, you know, as far as I'm concerned, it's our car. You know, he built it, he did it, he's got it to where it is, you know, so we have fun in it together. And I think that says a lot about Wraptor and the relationship that they have with their customers, you know what I mean?
Fantastic. Well,
I know what's coming next.
I think we ought to go out and see what this thing's like. What do you reckon, pal? Shall we go out and see what it's like? Yeah? Brilliant. Fabulous. Okay, let's give it a drive. Right, whenever you're ready, boss. Right, Reggie, you're going to have to listen out for this, pal, because I think you're going to like Crikey. Oh dear. It's alright, pal, it's alright. Oh, and now it's a lot quieter. Yeah. That's a bit quieter now, isn't it, pal? That is absolutely amazing. Wow. Impressive, buddy. I'm not sure Reggie thinks the same. Right, I think we'll go out for a drive now, pal. Come on. Suited and booted, pal? Oh, your baby seat matches the awesome exterior at the same time. I bet Wraptor Customs actually didn't think that it would be inside one of their cars.
So we'll not mess about, we go straight into sports mode and straight into dynamic mode, which will stiffen up suspension, steering. Apparently it's not very noticeable, but it does make the throttle more responsive.
Excellent. Whoa! God! Reggie's grin. Yeah, you're liking it now, are you, pal?
So we actually missed the gear then. I pushed the paddle, but I didn't put it hard enough. We hit the limiter in second.
I've never seen him grinning so much. Jesus Christ.
So we don't handle too bad, you know.
Let's say it's gripping
pretty well. Slide there.
That is just absolutely. I've never experienced power like that.
See, for me, someone said to me the other day, "Is it fast?" I'm like, I think so, but you know, it could be faster. But it's just obviously because I'm used to it. And obviously, it's got a gearbox remap on this as well. So if I drop it into the manual mode, the gearbox will do its thing as well, which is obviously, it can change, or it's supposed to change on point where it needs to, whereas I change when I hit that red line, you know what I mean?
Yep. Cool, those brakes. Wow.
So that's in like the manual, the automatic mode using the gearbox with the remap. Does change very rapidly.
It does change, yeah, pretty rapidly.
Yeah. So when you're in manual mode, you can control the gears, keeping it in that slightly higher rev, which does allow you to control a bit of the exhaust tone and the pop-ins.
Yeah.
A little feather of the accelerator there. As I say, the exhausters, the 200 cell high flow sports cats, the active valves. It has actually got Raptors upgraded, I think it's middle box pipe, which basically they removed the restriction in the pipe and add a small section, very small section, which clamps over, which is a wider, I think it's 3 inch instead of 2.5 inch off the top of my head.
Okay.
And that just helps better flow, less restriction.
It's certainly one of the sorts of cars that would definitely put a smile on the face of anyone sat in it, and everybody sat around it as well.
It definitely turns heads. I get more looks and likes and waves in this than I've had in any other car, even in the Skyline that I used to have. Like, that was probably, I keep going back to that, that's probably the second best car I've ever had. But this just turns heads everywhere you go. The noise, the look, the styling.
It is, yeah, shocking. Shocking.
Early days I used to run the P0s that came on the car, which I believe Jaguar put on them as standard from the factory.
Okay.
Obviously they weren't the same ones, but you know, the previous owners had kept with the P0s under Jaguar's recommendation, I believe, but they just don't handle very well. If an ant took a piss in the road and you're on them P0s, the arse end just wants to go on you. With the Michelin PS4s or SP4s, Pilot Sport 4s, so much more handling. They're definitely the go-to tyre for me at this point. It was what was recommended throughout the Jag forums, and they definitely make a difference to how the car handles. And as I say, in the early days on the P0s, it was definitely a learning curve, especially as only after having the car for about 4 weeks it had an ABS sensor fail, which knocked off all the traction control, which obviously then made me learn and respect the car, driving with no traction control for a few weeks until I could get it booked in to get replaced. However, them P0s were no longer, so I had to upgrade to the Michelins. The arse end does like to flick out on you. I don't know if you're allowed to say that on your YouTube video. The rear end does flick out if you're not careful. But again, you know, people say, oh, how can you drive a car daily? And I do drive this most days. It's not my daily car, I have a work car that I use, but I'm out in this most days. But how do you go to the shops in a car like that? It's undrivable. It's not, because we just drop into normal drive mode, we take it out of dynamic mode, and the car will just drive normally. It only goes as fast as you tell it to, and if you want to really, where's the key at? There we go. If you really want to behave yourself, we can go into that silent mode.
So now it says quiet as a mouse.
Quiet as a mouse. You know, your grandma could take this to the shops, pick up some scones and some milk for her tea, and you know, she might stand out a little bit, but it's only going to go as fast as you make it. It's very drivable, very controllable.
I was just about to say, it now feels just like a completely different car now. Wow. Best of both worlds, pal, eh?
This is how my missus likes me to drive. But she says I give her whiplash when I drive in sports mode because her neck's always like this. She doesn't appreciate it. But yeah, like I say, you know, it's only going to drive as fast as you want it. Previously, even when standard, but when I had the first map put on it, and it's on about its 4th or 5th map now. When I first had the first map put on it, you'd be going round a roundabout, you know, just easing round as you normally would, and all of a sudden from nowhere it would just start trying to pull away from you, and you're like, what's that all about? So with Wraptor's smooth throttle body kit on there, it eliminates all of that. I mean, there's none of that now. There's no irregularities, whatever the word is.
Irregularities.
That's the one. With the throttle, you know, where your foot is where the throttle's at. There's no, all of a sudden, no bursts of energy. You know, 'cause, you know, that on a wet day on a roundabout could, you know, quite easily catch you out. So yeah, Wraptor's smooth body throttle body kit is definitely the way to go. I now know that people claim that they can do that as part of the map. I'm unconvinced and yet to see that it's actually a physical part that Wraptor, or Dudley from Wraptor himself, came up with, designed to overcome the problem of the unnecessary acceleration. So what I'll do, I'll go back into normal mode, or what I call normal mode, back into the sports, back into dynamic, and then we won't mess about. We like that sound of the V8. There we go. Back into.
I don't know if the camera can pick that up, but I definitely can hear a change in note. As soon as you press that button, it changes note completely.
So basically, what that does, that active valves, it just bypasses the back boxes. So it's got, I think there's standard back boxes on this. I'm not sure. It's what came with the car when I got it. I believe them to be standard. You know, I might be corrected on that. Dudley might see this and go, no, they're not. But the active valve basically just bypasses the rear boxes, and so opens it up, gives it that little bit more throaty and a little bit more pops and bangs. But the car does, it's not mapped to pop and bang. It just does it as standard, being such a big engine.
Right.
It's got, not mentioned previously, it's got the K&N panel filters, high flow filters, 2 of them in the front. They're not standard, they were added in. They were actually took out yesterday for one of the high speed runs to try and help the car breathe a little bit better for one run.
Yep.
And it did, with the weight reduction. All this was empty yesterday. There was no passenger seat in there. There was no rear seats. The boot was empty. Spare tyre was gone. Everything out, stripped out, including the panel filters. And we did get an extra 2 miles an hour. But the problem we had was there was no weight in the back. The wheels were just spinning. I came off the line virtually sideways, which obviously had a negative effect on what we were trying to achieve. But you have to learn the car, and every time you make a change like that, especially when you're running this kind of power, you do have to learn it again. You know, any small changes like that, you know, you have to adjust your positioning on the throttle. You can't just put your foot down and expect it to do the same. I mean, I do have a lot of weight in the boot. I'm a bit of a hoarder. I like to, I've got, you know, bottles of water in the boot in case there's anything happens, mainly for cleaning the car.
Yep.
When I turn up to shows, I've got camera boxes in the back, and just various junk, probably lots of snack wrappers and stuff that get thrown in the bag and put away at show days and stuff like that.
What do you think, pal? You like it? You enjoying it?
So what I'll do now, I'll pull over and I'll let you have a little drive, see what you think.
Okay, that would be great.
I don't know whether Reggie's feet will reached the pedals, I was he could have a go.
Right then, Reg, you're in the front now, and so am I.
It's a bit worrying.
There you go, mate. I'll be gentle. Right then, how do we start?
Foot on the brake.
Yeah.
And press and hold the start button until it starts up.
Okay.
And then your foot on the brake, and you twist your gear knob all the way around to, well, you might as well go straight into sports. Unless you want to play it safe, get used to it.
What do you think, Reg? Should we go straight to sport?
Yeah, go on.
Go on then, how does it?
So, foot on the brake, and then you should just slide it over. You might have to push it down actually. Push down on it.
Hold
the
on.
There you go,
okay, yeah, gotcha.
So used to doing it.
Right, okay.
It's the first time I've been sat in the back of my own car, and I can safely say it sounds awesome from back here.
Ready, Reg?
It's quite scary from back here.
Wow. Yeah, that did not really take a lot of throttle pressing to get it moving. Good grief. It's comfortable. It's effortless. There's no difficulties. It literally is. Set your bum in, foot down, hold on. I can't believe just how how comfortable and how easy it is. It just feels very straightforward.
So yeah, it's got the uprated polybush steering, suspension on the front, Wraptor Customs wheel, which always makes a difference.
It is nice.
Yeah,
it is nice.
It just feels different in the hands. It just makes the car feel completely different. I just can't believe how good it sounds in the back. Never heard it before from here.
This is the first time you've sat in the back of this, isn't it?
Yeah.
I can understand. I do not disbelieve the fact that this car has managed 183 miles an hour. There's just absolutely no disbelief in that at all.
I've got to be honest, I can't hear a word you're saying. As it is, I heard disbelief, and that was it. That exhaust tone's so much louder back here. As I say, it becomes quite normalised for me. I don't, I forget sometimes how nice it is until I see someone looking and waving and saying how amazing it sounds, and then it gives you that sense of, yeah, actually I've got something quite special here, you know what I mean? And then you go to like the supercar event yesterday, and off the line in the shootout I was beating the McLarens and Mercedes AMG GTRs. It's just like,
that is amazing.
Yeah, I didn't expect that to happen at all.
I don't think anybody would.
No. Well, if I'd bought a McLaren, I don't know what they go for. I know they're well out of my price league, and I was beaten by a Jag. I'd be very disappointed. My friend did say to me yesterday, "What McLaren was it?" And I said to him, "Well, to me, mate, my kind of people, a McLaren's just a McLaren. You know what I mean? I don't know different models because I've never looked into them because I'll never be able to afford one. So I just see a McLaren badge and think, nah, faster than this. You know what I mean?" But as proven yesterday, to my surprise, maybe I've got something a little bit special on my hands, and as I say, it's easy to forget.
You could have said, well, I would have been able to tell you what kind of McLaren it was, but it was so small in my rear view mirror, I couldn't tell you.
Yeah. I mean, it made me laugh. I showed you the red SVR F-Type on that picture.
Yeah.
We all expected that to beat me yesterday in the high-speed challenge, and he's another Wraptor car, and he got 2 miles an hour less than me. His is only level 2. This is level 4 Wraptor tuned, and his is level 2, but it's all-wheel drive, almost half the weight of this. So I did expect him to beat me, and he had written on the back of his car, "Bye bye, Dustin." and unfortunately it backfired on him.
Oh, brilliant!
By 2 miles an hour.
I bet you were rubbing that
Yeah,
in.
so just in case this gets put into the video, Jonathan, bye-bye. I love the guy, it's great. He's the guy who introduced me to Mitch at Inspired Automotive. And you know, he's part of the...
You have received a new WhatsApp message.
He's part of these supercar clubs and stuff and helps organise things. He's a good lad. But yeah, I was chuffed that I beat him by, I think it was 2 or 3 miles an hour. So needless to say, he's going to be booking in for his level 4 with Wraptor.
Well, Reggie looks absolutely enticed. He looks like he's falling asleep. That's because it's so civilised in here, pal. He was just nodding off.
Yeah, that'll do you.
I'm just waiting for a handbrake. Is there one?
So what you want to do is roll it into park.
Is that,
And
yeah,
if you pull the little lever here upwards,
that one?
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's your handbrake. You don't have to do that when you leave it in park, it does it for you. But
Oh,
yeah.
wow. Okay.
So that's your electronic handbrake there.
Just like that.
Oh, how did you find it, Reggie?
Did you like that? That is something else. What an experience.
The sound of approval, I think.
From both of us. 100%. Amazing. Amazing. Right. Do you want to do some flybys?
Yeah, can do.
Yeah?
Mate. Yeah.
Yeah, sounds good. Here he comes up. Right then, Reggie, here he comes up. You think he's going to do another one? No, hold it that way, hold it that way, hold it that way. You film him. You film him. Did you get him? Did you get him? Right then, dude, he's coming now. You got your camera, yeah? Get ready. You got him. Good lad. Here he comes up. What a car. Amazing. Come on then, dude. Did you like that? Nice set of 11s.
On and off, on and off, on and off. I'll give you a little demonstration. You ready?
On. Oh. Right then, you. Come here. Ugh. You're getting heavy. You've got a big grin on your face, haven't you now? Did you enjoy that? You enjoy that? What a car. Absolutely unbelievable, mate.
Thank you very much. Thank
Phenomenal. Really, really appreciate you inviting us to look at it and to drive it. I mean, amazing. It's the first time I've sat in such a car and driven such a car, and it's definitely brought a smile on my face. No question of that.
Good stuff.
And that's what it's all about. Brilliant. Right. Okay then, guys. So this is the Jaguar XFR-S, and what an absolutely unbelievable car it is. So Dustin, I want to say a massive thank you so much to yourself for bringing it along and showcasing it. We really appreciate it. Thank you so much for coming down. It's been an absolutely fabulous day. We've really enjoyed it.
Pleasure was mine, mate. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Right, okay then, guys. So before we wrap the video up, of course, we just want to pass on the usual thanks to Dustin, of course. We've got to give a few special mentions, I think, to the guys here at Inspired Automotive for all the detailing they've put onto the car, to Wraptor Customs as well, as you can see there with their name on the car. They've done an absolutely amazing job with the modifications of this thing. It really has absolutely shocked me just what an unbelievable package this car is. So to you guys as well, a massive thank you to yourselves. Is there any sort of social media platform detail bits that they've got? Yeah,
you've got the TikTok, Wraptor Design. You got the Facebook page, Wraptor Customs. Instagram, Wraptor Customs. That's about it, I think.
Fantastic.
And well, website.
Brilliant stuff. Well, what I'll do, I'll stick links to the descriptions in the descriptions for both Wraptor and to Inspired Automotive as well. So just check those bits and pieces out. Yeah, and I guess other than that, guys, if you did like this video, give it a thumbs up. Are you going to give thumbs up, Reg? I'm sure Dustin would love to give this one a thumbs up.
Double thumbs up for that one. Yeah, and a big thanks to Inspired Automotive and obviously Dudley at Wraptor. Yeah, that's about it from me. I'm
brilliant, excellent. If you didn't like it, hopefully you did like it, do give it a thumbs down, but so be it. If you would like to check out our social media platform, details of course in the description below with all the other bits and pieces for the car, and my email address of course as well as in there if you want to get in touch with me directly. If you did like obviously seeing the car, let us know, put forward any comments on what you think about this car and any other stuff that you'd like to speak about, Inspired Automotive or to Wraptor Customs of course. And if you'd like to give myself and the little man some support with our small YouTube channel, then just do hit that subscribe button. We'd really appreciate all the support that you can give to us as well. It goes a long way in helping us out. Right, okay, I guess we're gonna finish things there. So thank you so much for watching, guys. We hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for your continued support as ever, and we shall see you very soon in the next episode. From myself, from Reg, and from Dustin, thank you guys.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching. Take care of yourselves. Cheers now. Bye bye. Oh, sorry, Reg, I've just dropped your camera. Well, I've knocked it out of your hand. Apologies for that.
You're going to give a fist bump to Dustin? Yay. Fine, good lad.
Nice one.
Shall we watch him go? Yeah, you want to watch him leave? Yeah, come on then. Reggie. Let's go then, come on. Did you enjoy that?
There was only one car.
There was only the one car, but it was a pretty good car, wasn't it? Should Daddy get one of those? Yeah? Have to raid your piggy bank.
I haven't got a piggy bank.
You haven't got a piggy bank.